Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. In this video, I will show you how to build a currency converter app using React Native and Expo. We can select a base currency. Default is USD. And the tool is CAD. And we get this rate. And we input amount to convert between currencies. The second page is Explore. It's a table page. We select one currency, and to get all the currencies rates against this one currency. And 100 this equals this, 100 this equals this. And this is a table, and this is a flat list. And we click one. It will show the chart for the last 30 days, the rate. And also, we have the dark and the light mode. So we refresh this. We got the dark mode. I think it looks cool. And this is the drop down. And this is the table page. And this is the chart page. I think this dark mode looks better. Light, and this is the light mode. And usually we follow the system, so we use automatic, follow the system. So that's it for tech stack. Expo latest version 54, and API we use this API. And the hooks, the basic hooks of React, useState, useEffect, and also useCallback. And the charts, the chart we use React Native chart kit, and also dark mode, light mode themes. The tech stack. Grab a coffee and open your editor, and let's start building this app from scratch. Create a folder. Expo currency, open terminal, use this command, dot in this folder, npx expo start. Press I. That's the initial Expo project. So in the index, tabs and index, remove all the code. RNFE, index. Save error view. Save. Refresh. And so first we need to use a useEffect to get all the currencies that we support. So when this page mount, we run this function. And we const, so we const this function and try. Now yes, it gave this. const response await. We use this. Is this one? We use this URL. Await response, await fetch this API and to get the data of all the currencies we support. So we open it. And this is the currencies we support. And then const data await response.json and console log. Yes, that's it. And if you have error and console log the error, so we got the currency data here. And we need to set some state. And first, export default function. And this is const index and export default index. No, we don't use this. We export default function, which we call it exchange screen. And use state to get some state. So that's the currencies. Const currency and set currencies. And we use this, use state. You can make a type. Currency equals this. And we set this currency and this. So the initial value is an empty array. So currency and set currencies. And here we got the data. We need to manage this data. We const list and object entry data, map every data. We got the code and name and set here and give a flag. So we need to make this function get flag emoji from the country code. And now we have the currencies. We now set here. This is the currency data, and at here we got currencies. And the currencies is an array. It's an array, and everyone is a code and the flag and the name. Code, flag, name. That's it. And the data is only this one, the code and the name. So we object the entry to get the value in the array format and map each one to get a code and name and return an object of each element in this array. So we got this list and we set the list in the currencies. And now we have currencies. And we set a loading for the UI part. If loading is loading, the logic is here, so we need to set this is loading in useState. Const is loading, set is loading, useState is a boolean, and the default value, initial value is true, and set is loading. In this function, get currency data function, we need to set is loading true, and catch finally set loading false. And if it's error, we not set error, we give it alert. Alert from React Native, fail to fetch currency data if we catch an error. So finally, we set is loading false. Okay, and here we need to give another if response the status equals 200, we give this. Okay. And we refresh. Yes, we got this value. Everything works fine. And the loading, we need to give some UI for this loading. We return a safe error view with some styles. And the view. So this view is here, and indicator from native, and is dark. So we set it later. Is dark is a dark mode, and styles. So we need to get some style. Loading container. We cast a style. The loading container. And loading tags. And style sheet from React Native. So we got loading currency data. If we give this true, we tested this. The loading part is like this. And we set to is loading. So this. So when the initial we refresh, it should have a loading. And next is UI part. Safe error view gives some style for this safe error view. And also it's a keyboard avoiding view. Keyboard avoiding view, safe error view, and keyboard avoiding view, because we need to have keyboard to input something, and also keyboard from React Native, platform from React Native, and container. We need to give style about container. Flex one and give it padding. Perfect. And this will get 32. Padding horizontal, padding top. Another padding top. Padding vertical. Padding vertical. And what's going on is dark. Okay, we set this. We said it's dark. So where is it from? Either from the color scheme to check if it's dark mode or not dark mode. Use color scheme from React Native. And it's dark, its color scheme is dark. This is true. If color scheme is light, and this is false. So we get this value, and this is the background color for the loading. This background color for the loading, and the color for the loading, and also this background color is true. We give this. Is false. We give this. So how to check? How to check the currency? We got it's dark. Yes, it's dark. It's false. So it's not dark mode. So we go app.json and we set this dark. Save and refresh. We got is dark is true and the background change. So the background changed to this. And go app.json, we set it light. Refresh. Now it's dark is false. So we got the dark, the background is this. And usually we set it automatic, so to follow the system. Save. So we get two mode and all have colors. And that is the loading part. That is the safe error view part, and the keyboard avoiding view, and the main part in here. Keyboard avoiding view. So first is the view. Okay, it's a view, header view, and also an image. And this image is a logo image, and also the title for the text. So how to add this image? Now in Expo, we use import this image from Expo image. And this image here. And this is money, we call it money.png. Okay. Money.png. So how we got this? In assets folder. Assets, image, save. We got this image, and then we rename it money.png. And here, images money.png. That's it. And header, logo, title. We need to get the CSS. Header, logo, title. Header. It's aligned center, give it margin bottom, and the logo is a width, head, resize mode, contain, and give it margin bottom. And the title for the text, we give it font size, font weight, and text, and we save it, and we got this. The image and the text. And next is the from part. It means from which currency to which currency, so we can get the rate. So from which currency? So first we give a text from, so we got this from, and have a CSS and a view of this. Okay, text from and a view. It's not more, cannot view and a style and a color, and also text and a from. So what's this from? From is state. We need to set toState. So here, from amount, from which currency. So the default value will set USD. To which currency, the default value will set Euro, and we save. And then we from USD. And then we use this get flag emoji to get the flag for this. And get the from here. That's it. And this is for the from. And this from, we'll give the style for this. The label, the input box, and the selected. Okay, the label, we give a font, and the input box, we give border padding, and flex direction, and selected font. Save. Now we have this. And I want to make it, when I click this, it should show all the currencies that we support. So we need to make it a touchable opacity. So in this view, we give it touchable opacity. That's it. It's too complicated. So, touchable opacity. And touchable opacity. Important from on press, we need to set toState to show the tab, to show the table of all the currencies we support. And here we close this touchable opacity. And this to value, set show to list. Set show from list and set show to list. That means to list. So in here, okay. This is from. Okay, this is the from list and to list. So now we make this from list. Set show from list. So from list by default is false. When it change to show, we need to show the table. Close this and touchable opacity. If it's true, we need to give the currency list. So next we need to make this render currency list. const currency list. Okay, const currency list. We return a flat list that shows all the currencies, and the currencies is here. And it will give a key, unique key is the item's code, and also style. And each item will give a touchable opacity from React Native. Okay, and save. And we should have, I think. That's it. And click one, we set this. Touchable, each item give a touchable opacity, and on press we will set the list false, and also unselect item code. Unselect is the code we pass in. And now we give them style, item, list item. I click, it shows the table. We'll give the list an item for the CSS. And when we click this touchable opacity, it will set show from list. And click again, it's false. And show the currency, and set, we give in a set from. So set from is from which USD is the initial value here. So we give this function in the render currency list. And the top is a style list. If not give this, it will show in the top. So we give the top because it's for the style. We use absolute, and absolute need a top. So we give top value here. Okay, and this is the set from. And next is to. We'll give it text to, similar to from. And also touchable opacity is similar to from. To, the default value is 0. And we click this, we need to set show to list. We need to use this, and then we close the from list. We need to show this list. So when this is true, so we give this table, and we put the function set to in it, and give it top. And this is absolute to the parent element. So we give this top a 3, 1, and this is 202 and 220. So this is for the top because this is absolute, and we give it top. And this onSelect is a function to set the state. So we got this, and so okay. So next we need to get a rate. We use useEffect to get the rate. This is useEffect here, and we put dependencies from and to. Okay, and then we make a function fetch exchange rate. So if we have from and we have to, from not equals to to, so we set rate loading is true. We need to get this loading, rate loading, because this is okay, rate loading here. Set the rate loading is true and try this API and get the response and data. Okay. If we got the data, so we set rate. And for the rate, it's a number or null. The initial value is null. So we set the rate. And finally, we set the rate loading false. If we catch error, set the rate null. Otherwise, set the rate from the data. So this is a useEffect. And we make this function in the useEffect. So because this function only runs in this useEffect. So we console log rate to get the rate, and okay, done. Close this, open, and now we got the rate from USD to Euro, and we change another Canadian dollar, and it changed the rate. From USD to CNY, and they change the rate. It will trigger this useEffect and fetch the rate for this two currency, from and to. Perfect. And next is UI. We will give this UI part in this. If it's rate loading, we give a loading. So we say true, we give this loading. Okay. So we need rate loading, and this rate loading is in the useEffect. So every time we trigger fetch the rate, we will change the rate loading state. And next, if we got this rate, if we have rate and the rate loading is false, and we have from not equals to, we need to render something. Okay. So what? I give a view with some style, rate box, okay, and the text, So the text is text text, and we make it 100 from, because this is the from, and the icon, and we got the rate 100 plus 100, and to fix to 4 and to 2. So we save it. We got this 100 from and an icon, and the rate plus 100 is this one, and to fix we got 4, and this is CAD is 2 value. So that's it. And now we give the style rate box. Rate box and rate text. Okay, perfect. Rate box. Flag direction low, align item center, justify center, gap, margin top, padding, and border radius. Also text and font weight. And now we get this style here. And next we want to add some input. So input is when user input a custom value. So we need to give custom the value. So here. And next is the text input here. Text input. So we need to set amount. Amount at this we use string. So useState we give it string. And it should be number, but its type is string. Here, because we use text input and the value is string. Text input, React Native, and style amount, and placeholder, and placeholder color, and keyboard. We set this a number, but the value should be string for text input in React Native. And we only let number come in. Only allow number come in. Okay. If not number, we filter it. And we parse this with if you input a dot and set amount, this one. Filter. Save. So we get this amount. If we input not number, it now showing. So this is enter number. I'll give this amount. Style for this. Save and enter amount. Perfect. And next is a gradient card to show the result. So if we got a result, if we have result and from and to, we got this. So where's the result from? We need to have a useState. useState and string to get the result. The result is triggered by an useEffect. So here, useEffect that set timeout. We need to get a delay of user input. So every time user input to change this amount, it will trigger this useEffect. And if rate change, it will trigger this useEffect. And together, if I have rate and amount, and 500 milliseconds later, we will run this. So this is amount here, and the parse float, we get the read and the fix tool to convert and set the result. So we save it, and okay, and result. We can console log to get this result. Sorry. Result. So we input like 1. It will show the result 1 USD equals this. If it's 10, it will show 10 USD equals this. If we hit this and set timeout later, 500 milliseconds later, it will trigger this to get the result for the rate. And then we render the UI for this rate. If you have result and from is not equals to 2, we give some UI. It's a linear gradient for the beautiful UI. We have this? No, so we need to install it. Where is it from? It's from Expo linear gradient. We import this. And also npx Expo install Expo linear gradient. It's done and save. And we got the linear gradient. And for the CSS, we give the CSS style, card, result text. Okay, yes, that's it. But it's a little too much. Yes, that's the linear gradient card for this UI. And also if we change to dark, refresh, this is a dark mode. Perfect. And we change to CAD and CNY. Yeah, it's changed. Perfect. Perfect. You save automatic and refresh. It should go to dark. Go to white. Go to light. And this is the first page. Index page. And next is the Explore page. Explore. So Explore page, that is the initial state Explore. So we remove all the code here. RNFE. Save Explore. Is it? Refresh. Explore. Go Explore page. So first we need to set two type for this page. Currency and its type is code name, flag, or string, and the rate is a string and number. I got this. And the default, export default function. Okay. All currency pairing screen, and we remove the export default. That's it. And import the rotor from useRotor color scheme, React Native color scheme, and to get the light or dark. If it's dark, we'll give this is dark is true. And also cite loading currencies and rate. Okay, just some useState. useState currencies. Yeah, it's a currency. And selected currencies. And the rate is for the rate. And loading, refreshing, and initial loading. We said this. This is all the state you use. So at the initial, we need to run this useEffect to fetch all the currency data, just like this index page. Okay, we fetch all the currency data here. Fetch all the currency. Set loading is true and fetch this API to get all the loadings and the emoji. And alert is from React Native to get the data from this API. And data map each item to decode this code name and give a flag in an object to an array in the list and set the array. Okay. Okay. It's the loading. So if we check this, we check the set the currencies. We should see all the currencies here. That's the currencies. Each one is a code, name, and a flag. Okay. And also we have the if is loading. If the initial loading, we give loading UI. If loading, we give safe area view for the loading. And style, no, this. Safe area view from this and style, and it's loading and the view and the loading currencies. We save style. We need to give style container. Style sheet from React Native. Okay. Okay, we can test it now. If it's loading, we give this. Safe is loading, initial loading, we give this. And we said if is loading, and we after the API finish, we get all the data. And next, return value, we give a safe area view. Okay, style container and safe area view, that's it. And we have a view in the header part. view currency pairings and style, give a header and title. Header, title, padding, font, currency pairings. Cool. And next, this is a view, and the view and the flat list. This is this one. It's a view and a flat list. This is a big one. React Native had to give this 52. It's only here, but it's a horizontal flat list, and touchable opacity. React Native style, and on press we give it later. On press we change it later, and text and its flag and its code. So we save this. We get this flat list. The data is all the currencies, and we get it from the API here. And the key, the unique key, we use this code. Okay, an indicator, show indicator will give it false, and each item will return a touchable opacity. Active is 0.8. We click, give a touchable opacity, and style here. And onPress trigger function, and the style here, text, and its flag and its code. Good. Cheap text and cheap. Cheap text and cheap. Flex row, align center, justify center, padding, border, margin. Okay, save. The border radius is 20 pixels. It's a rounded one. Perfect. And the text here. So we got this horizontal flat list for all the currencies we support. So when we click this, we need to set the select on press. If we have selected is not equals to its code, so we set the select the currency of its code. Good. It's done. And the fetch rate. We need to fetch, trigger the function fetch rate. This function. Close this, so it's too much. Const fetch rate equals this one. Okay, set loading is true, and try catch is similar to the fetch currency data. Okay. This one. Fetch rate. Fetch rate. Set loading true. Rate loading. This is use rate loading. And if we give a code here, this is the base code. The base, this one selected, and get all the rate for this currency, and map each one and decode the code and the value, and set to an object. Set to an object and put it in an array and set rates here. This is the fetch rate. So we can console log rates. So we trigger this function. On press, we will trigger this function. We open terminal. Now rates is empty array. So we click this. It will trigger a function and the API call to get the data for BNG to all others. If we click CAD, it will trigger again to get CAD to others value. No, this one. If CAD is not show CAD. If it's CAD cannot show, it's this one. AUD. Yes, no CAD, that's okay. If we click AUD, the rate should not have AUD. It's this one, this is a new one. The rate has no AUD, that's it. Because this is the AUD to all other currencies. So now we have the rates. We need to render the rates in the table. So first is rate loading. If it's loading, we give this. Otherwise, we'll give FlatList. So we give it now at this as this. If it's loading, we give it loading. Okay. True, we give this loading. And the style center. Center small, okay. Center small. So if it's true, we give this loading. Loading AUD exchange rate. BNG, BR, okay. So rate loading is here. And here, okay, we need to make a table for all the rates. So we use a FlatList. FlatList. Data is the rates, and we use every key is code. Key is the code, and render each item. We give a rate row, and also have refresh control from React Native. We can refresh, and on refresh, we can trigger the refresh. So first is we do this on refresh. So it's refresh async function, set freshing, true, false, and await fetch rate, and then refresh the rate. And for the render rate row, we make this. It's a table. Each row is a touchable opacity. And the rotor push, we push to the model page. And the touchable opacity is a text and an emoji flag, and its code, and 100 to get its code. So we save it. For the AUD, BNG, rates. So where are the rates? We got this. Okay. Console log rates. So that's the rates. CAD. 100 CAD equals this. And that's and we click each one, it will rotor push to model. Okay, onClick, FlatList, read row is a touchable opacity and rotor push to model, and give the params to select the currency and its code. For example, Brazil. So this is a model. That's it. So this page is done. So go app.json, we check the dark and back and refresh. If it's dark mode, the UI is this. Okay. And next, we set it back to. Next is model page. Model, perfect. And for the model, I usually like it. I don't like this header, so we remove this header in the layout. Model option, presentation model, title model, option, header shown, false. So we remove the header. This is for the model. So we go model page. Remove all this RNFE. Okay, model, we save it. So export default function. This is a chart. So we remove this default. We call this. And the first is we get a tab and dimensions from React Native. It's an exchange params. And here's some, we'll get this params from the use local search params, because in the Explorer we pass some params here. So in the models we get the params, and then we can console log the params. Save it, and in this go model, we got the params from and to. From this currency to this currency. So we got the params. And also color scheme. Color scheme, use color scheme. Perfect. And loading and rates. And loading and rates, useState. And currency rate, useState. And it's dark, color scheme, and also we use rotor. Later we need to use a rotor to push back. Okay. So at the initial, we need to have a loading, because the loading is initial is true. So we got this initial loading, React Native, and the loading text. We save it, and style. Style sheet import from React Native and save it, and we go. This is a loading. It's loading because loading is true. We got this loading, and we need to trigger a useEffect. We got the params, so the params will trigger useEffect. Param from, param to, and the function. If the param from and the param to, we need to fetch the rate for these two params. So the function is fetch rates. Fetch rates. We need to use useCallback. This is important. This is important. And get the start date and end date. Start date is now. End date is start date is 30 days ago. End date is now. So we need to make a function to get the 30 days. Okay, set date is a date 30 days ago and now. So we get a start and end. So the start date and end date I set loading true and try to get the 30 days rate for this two currency and set the rates. And set currency rates is the last one in this value. And save, because we need a use callback so we can put this function here. Otherwise, it will re-trigger, it will a loop trigger this useEffect. So only recreate this function when this value change. Otherwise, not recreate this function if other states in this component change. So this is the use callback. So we can put the value here and trigger this. So now we should get a value from the rates. So we got the rates, 30-day rates. So next we make the chart for this, for the UI part. This is the UI. Return a view, because it's not it's a model, so we not use safe area. We no need to use safe area. So for the header, we give some view for this. Touchable opacity and icon and some styles here. Some styles here. Okay. And this is the button. So when we press it, it will roll back. It's an icon. And this is the UI. We click it, it will back. Perfect. The string must be rendered within text. String must be rendered within text. Really? Text string must be rendered within text. Where'd you go? Okay, I'll fix it later. Oh, there. Oh, it's gone. Yes, it's gone. And the next is the chart. The chart for this. View is a chart, it's a line chart. So we have got this line chart. Line chart from React Native Chart Kit. And for this, npm install this one. Save. And this line chart. Okay, cool. It looks cool. And we get this card and this chart, and the data is the rates, and we give color, and this is the line width and the width height and the config for the color, And this one is make it smooth. And horizontal label and vertical label. We show this vertical label. This is horizontal label or vertical label. Horizontal. So inner line false. Oh, we need this. Okay. And the chart. And next is the subtitle and so we could give out this. The chart card, border, padding, and align item. Save. I see it. Cool. And above this chart, we give some view. It's a param 2 and text 30-day trends. Here we get some text. And under this chart, we got the currency rate and 100 to this. Okay, this is a chart. And dark. Refresh. Dark. Dark. That's it.